What are you doing?
Concentrating.
On what?
Trying to fly.
Why?
Doing my witch.
Tony, you're not a witch.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I flew last
No,
night.
please don't argue
I
with
have
me.
proof.
You're not.
Yes,
You've been drinking again, haven't you?
No.
You want a shot?
Can you just leave me alone, man? I'm trying to
help you.
I'm trying to fly, man.
You're not a witch.
I am a witch. I have proof.
No.
Just stand there, shut up, and watch it. Watch. Come on, Broomy. We did this last night. Come on. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy back with another review for Studio Ghibli Month, and today I'll be reviewing Kiki's Delivery Service with special guest and longtime friend Sloan, the female otaku. What's up, Sloan?
Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here thanks to Tony, the Black Critic Guy, to review This isn't right. This isn't right. Give me a second. Okay, it looks like my roommate isn't here. That's good. Let's see. I know she has that one hoodie. Nope, not reviewing Totoro. And it should... I found it! Now I just gotta organize her desk. She shouldn't be back for a while. Perfect! Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here to review Kiki's Delivery Service alongside Tony the Black Critic Guy. Thank you so much, Tony!
Damn, Sloan, that was one long-ass introduction. But then again, who am I to talk? My videos are super long as well. Now, Kiki's Delivery Service is a coming-of-age story following a young witch in training, obviously named Kiki, who leaves home and sets out to find her purpose in life. And she heads to this big city where she's befriended by a baker's wife who gives her the brilliant idea of starting a delivery service. And so from here, we follow Kiki as she makes deliveries and also grows as a young witch / young girl. Now, being that this is a childhood favorite of Sloan's, I'm gonna make her take the reins in this review, and I'll interject here and there. Take it away, Sloan!
Many months ago, Tony asked me to review a Ghibli movie of my choice with him for Studio Ghibli Month. And my favorite Studio Ghibli movie is Kiki's Delivery Service. Oh, yes, the nostalgia. Why don't I tell you a little something about me? A long time ago, back when DVDs weren't popular just yet and everyone was still watching movies on tapes, my mother consistently rented the movie Kiki's Delivery Service, and it was the first anime movie I've ever watched, alongside, you know, Pokemon, the first movie. Of course, at the time I didn't know what anime was, but that doesn't matter to a child. You just wanna bask in all the whimsical glory and magic that there is to see in a children's movie. And that's exactly what this movie has. And somewhere along the way, of course, I stopped watching the movie and I completely forgot about it. Until one day in, I think 7th, maybe 6th grade, I suddenly remembered. I was just like, hey, wait a minute. There was this one movie that I used to watch all the time. What was that? And then I finally remembered what it was. I went to go watch the movie again, this time on a DVD. And I was just basking in all the whimsical glory that Kiki's Delivery Service has to offer, and basically what every single Ghibli movie has to offer. And I haven't seen it since 2010-ish, 2011, somewhere around there. So I just finished watching the movie again, and is it still as great as I remembered it to be? Well, I guess we're about to find out. Let's start off with the good. The majority of the voice acting was great, and I say majority because I do have a certain problem with a certain character's voice that I'll mention later on. But overall, the voice acting was great, and I actually watched this movie in sub, since all the other times I've watched the movie in dub, and Come to think of it, does anyone watch Ghibli movies in sub? That sounds kind of unheard of, don't you think? But anyway, in case you wanted to know, the sub voices sound fine except for a particular character.
Well, since Sloan touched upon the Japanese version of the film, I guess I should talk about the English dub done by Disney, which I actually thought was really good. Even back then when I saw it, I liked the English dub, and watching it again, it's held up significantly well, especially for 1998 when dubbing for anime was still a bit wonky. Really good job with the dubbing. The ADR directors did their job very well. And I have to give some shout outs to specific voice actors and actresses in the film. I was pleasantly surprised by Kirsten Dunst's performance as Kiki. Yes, Kiki is voiced by Kirsten Dunst. I just found that out recently. Freaking blew my mind. I didn't know about it for these many years. She voiced Kiki, that's freaking awesome. And she perfectly conveyed the naive girl in the big city. She was very likable and charming. Her voice work was solid. And also, Phil Hartman voices the cat Gigi, which is totally surprising. Like when I was watching the film again and I heard his voice coming out of the cat, I'm like, oh wow. I didn't know Phil Hartman voiced Gigi. I'm so glad that he was able to be featured in a Studio Ghibli film before his passing. So it was so awesome to hear you again.
Kiki's personality, I love her so much. Definitely gonna cosplay her one day, and that'll be pretty easy to cosplay. But anyway, she is just excited for her witch training. She's ready to learn new things, willing to help out anyone with no questions asked. And that's so charming for a girl her age. I mean, she's a 13-year-old girl, and you see her compared to other 13-year-old girls, she's not like them at all. And I will get to more about that side of her character soon.
I too am a big fan of Kiki. I love her light personality, her optimism and determination, her personal journey throughout the entire film, and the relationships that she builds with other people. Wouldn't you agree, Sloan?
I also really like the relationships that she makes with other people, like the painter and the old ladies who live out in the forest, and also with Tombo. I love Tombo's character as well. He is just so into flying, and this big Zeppelin, blimp, whatever you want to call it. He's really into flying machines, and when he sees that Kiki can fly so easily, he's just like, wow. And of course, we cannot talk about a Ghibli movie without talking about the animation. Now, this movie was made in 1989. And still, the animation is fantastic, especially when Kiki flies on her broom. That is amazing. The cinematography, like the angles that we get from her point of view when she's flying is too cool. It just makes me go wide-eyed and say, wow, because it's such a huge adventure when you see that. And it's just the classic Ghibli charm, the Ghibli magic that everyone loves. The setting is also gorgeous. The setting's definitely gonna be one of my favorite things about this movie. How it seems like it takes place somewhere in a setting similar to Greece or Italy, and just it takes place in a like port town. They live on the ocean. It's like an island. You see some bridges connecting to other towns, so I'm assuming that, you know, it's an island. We see all the houses just smashed together, but they're all colorful as well. The cobblestone streets. How you get this beautiful view of the ocean. They mentioned this great clock tower that they have, and this whole busy little seaside town. I just really like the atmosphere of it. And the trolleys too just add that extra touch to the old-fashioned part of this movie that also adds to the charm of it. And now it's time to move on to the bad. First thing I gotta mention is Gigi is my favorite character. However, in the sub, Gigi is not like the character I remembered at all. I remember Gigi being a funny cat who had a bit of snappy dialogue here and there, a little sarcastic, but also a really great companion to have around. And in the sub, I definitely see that in the dub they made some script changes, because Gigi wasn't like this at all. Gigi, he wasn't that funny, or really wasn't funny at all. Gigi was kind of just there just to be the cat friend, just to be the animal sidekick. And I thought the script changes were needed in the dub, I definitely gotta say that when it comes to the dub, Gigi's voice and Gigi's character is way different, and I prefer dub Gigi than the sub Gigi. I was just so surprised about that. I was just like, my childhood! Another thing I have a problem with this movie would have to be one of the conflicts. Now, there are numerous of conflicts that happen throughout the movie, like when it comes to Kiki with her delivery service. There's some problems along the way, but then there's this one thing, I'm not gonna spoil it, no worries. There's this one thing that happens to her that we assume would give Kiki character development, but when the conflict hits and we find out what the reason is, it wasn't really a reason at all. It was more of, it happened because it happened. Just because. Just accept it and we'll move on. That's what it was. And I was really upset because a flaw that Kiki has is that she gets jealous of the other girls who are her age. She wants pretty clothes like them. She gets kind of upset when she sees them hanging out with other people because all she does is hang out with, you know, other adults. She doesn't hang out with other children her age, and she's kind of mixed when it comes to Tombo. She doesn't really like him at first, but she starts hanging out with him later on, so that's nice. But when it comes to interacting with other girls, I was really hoping that we would see her start to talk to them and befriend them, but that never happened, so I was kind of disappointed in that. It made me wonder, why did we have her be jealous of all these other girls throughout the entire movie, and why did we have this one conflict that ultimately the two never really got resolved? I guess the conflict part kind of got resolved, but again, there wasn't really a reason as to why it happened in the first place. So that was my major issue with the movie. Sorry, I was just, you know, trying to be as vague as possible for those of you who haven't seen the movie.
I too found some issues with Kiki's delivery service. The biggest one being the lack of explanation of the witches of this world and what they do. Seriously, think about it. What do the witches in this film contribute to society? What do they do for this world? I am all but willing to accept that witches are a common thing in this world, but you gotta at least tell me what they do for the world. Do they provide helpful guidance? Do they build castles, build buildings, provide their magic to the world? What do they do? It's never made clear what they do. All you really see witches do in this film are fly brooms and have black cats as pets. I mean, you do see at the beginning of the film Kiki's mother working in a greenhouse on some type of potion or something. But what is the potion for? Is it like a healing serum? Is it like a curse? Is it what is it? Can witches use magic in this film? Or are they just like, their magic is limited to just flying brooms and talking to cats? Again, it's never made clear. Not only that, one thing that really confused me is that Kiki throughout the entire film describes herself as a witch in training. If she's a witch in training, why did she leave her house where a veteran elite witch was living and could teach her all the skills she needs to know before going out into the world? I get the whole premise of Kiki's delivery service is supposed to be kind of symbolic of the Japanese teen girl being independent and going off on her own. That's why Miyazaki made this film. But again, wouldn't you want to make sure she has the skills and mindset to be able to go out into the real world? You know, it just didn't really make sense that she would just leave if she's still in training. Who's gonna teach her? Does she have a witch mentor in the big city that she is? Or does she have to find a witch mentor? Like, again, and what type of training does she go? Like, the movie brings up so many questions and gives us very little answers, if at all.
Overall, Kiki's delivery service is just a light, fluffy, whimsical adventure. I find it so charming, so relaxing, and if you like anime of this sort of nature, this atmosphere, then I highly recommend you check out Flying Witch. It's an anime series, a slice of life anime series that aired in the spring season of 2016, total of 13 episodes. It's really relaxing, again charming, main character is to die for, she's absolute love, and there's also a cat-friendly sidekick. And if you want something more of the more magical nature, because you know there wasn't too much of the whole witch culture involved with Kiki's delivery service, only flying, nothing of simple witchcraft, then check out Little Witch Academia, which is there's 2 short films, and there's going to be an anime series in 2017.
Very interesting recommendations there, Sloan. I might have to check these anime out later. But overall, guys, everything that Sloan mentioned in this review, I agree with 120%. This is a fun, whimsical, and overall entertaining film, and I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think that it is definitely worth watching.
Thank you so much, Tony, for asking me to do this. I had a lot of fun sharing my thoughts and opinions and reviewing my favorite Studio Ghibli movie. But before you end the video right here, I gotta do my shameless plug. Now, I've been a fan of Tony's for a long time, and when I read the comments section, there's always people being all like, hey Tony, you gotta review this anime, hey Tony, you gotta review this anime, and they're usually anime that are currently airing. For example, at the time of making this video, Yuri on Ice, Bungo Stray Dogs, stuff of that nature. I just so happen to be a episode anime reviewer and also manga chapter reviewer as well. I even make vlogs, seasonal AMVs, ranking videos, and live reactions. So instead of picking on Tony throughout the entire season before the anime finished airing for him to review it, maybe you could check out my channel? Maybe? I don't know. All newcomers get free virtual cookies. Thank you so much for watching this video, and an extra special thank you if you end up checking out my channel. I'm your female otaku, sayonara.
But as always, guys, we're not the end-all be-all opinion when it comes to Kiki's delivery service. We would love to know what you guys thought about the film as well. Do you absolutely adore it? Is it your childhood favorite and your favorite Studio Ghibli film of all time? Or is it really boring? You didn't like the witches, you didn't like the story, it's just blah. And let me know, who is your favorite witch character in anime? Comment below, let me know, and I want to take this time to personally thank my girl, Sloan the female otaku, for joining me in this review. In fact, she overtook this review. Her video was so long, I'm like, I have nothing else to add. You said everything. Damn you, Sloan. How dare you overtake this review? This is my review. Remember your place. No, I'm just kidding. I love Sloan. She is a wonderful woman. I like her videos. I love her personality. And although we do bicker a lot and have a lot of fun banter, I have nothing but the utmost respect for her. And please, go send her some love. Go check out her channel. She does a lot of current anime reviews that I personally don't do because I don't watch ongoing anime. So if you watch ongoing anime and you want your daily dose of episode reviews, come on, you gotta go check Sloan the female otaku out. Stay tuned, more Studio Ghibli reviews on the way. Hopefully an anime review coming down the pipeline, just so much to work on. But I promise you guys, more content is definitely on this way. Studio Ghibli month is going swimmingly right now. And as always, if you'd like to support the Black Critic Guy just a smidge more, why not donate to my Patreon account? Link is in the description. And if you want to send me any fan letters, why not send it to this P.O. box right up here. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to see more videos on this channel and be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Watt II, the cackling witch known as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.